Hi, I'm Debbie Chronister. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I am here because I am going to show you a new stamp set, an old stamp set brought back, and a new stamp set that coordinates with it. So this is Hey Chick. Hey Chick came out in, I believe, 2017. And it was a stamp set that we had so much fun with. We did so many different things with this. And so, but at the time, there were not any dies. And so we just enjoyed stamping it and coloring it and not cutting it out. And so now Stampin' Up! Has brought this back with a whole set of dies that goes with it, the Hey Chick dies. And there's dies to cut out the chicks, as well as to cut out all kinds of other embellishments and things to go along with it. So really fun, but they also brought in Hey Birthday Chick this year. And Hey Birthday Chick just gives us more chicks. And so this is going to be a really fun set to play with. I have started playing with it a little bit, and that's what we're going to do today. February 1st, I'm not sure how long it'll be available. I'm thinking February 1st until June. And so, but if you already have the Hey Chick, you'll want to pick up those dies. And if you don't have them, you'll want to pick up one of these sets. They're really fun to work with. And so this one also has a set of dies. It's a bundle and has a set of dies that coordinate with it. We have a fence. We have another fence. Hope I haven't lost my fence. So we'll have to find the other fence. So there's another fence that goes with this. And there's just all kinds of fun things here. There's a sack of flour, or a sack of corn, I guess it would be, with the chicks. There's all kinds of fun things. So today I am going to show you a card that I made. I am going to make the card with you. And so let's turn you down so we can get started. Let's go with it. Okay, so what I did is I started with a piece of Whisper White and my paper trimmer. And I love this paper trimmer. It's one of my favorite tools. And it's so easy. Once you've worked with it a little bit, you'll get so that you're comfortable with these. These are 1/16 of an inch is what they are, instead of 1/8 of an inch. And so, I mean, you can cut the finest little thing, but you have to get so that you learn where they are. So that's 4 and 1/8, and that's 4 1/4. But these lines here show you the 1/4 inches also. So, and I love that this has the tool, and I can cut with it. And I can score with it. So I'm going to score this at 5 1/2. My dark blade is, I usually keep it at the bottom down here, and it is my cutting blade, and it's the darker one. My lighter one is my scoring blade, and I usually keep it at the top. That way I don't grab the wrong one. I actually had a Sharpie and wrote on here, cut and score. But it's worn off over the time. Also, you'll notice on the side of mine, I have a piece of stock that's glued right in here because it was too hard for me to read these measurements. Now I can read them perfectly. So I glued that onto there. Okay, we're also going to need a piece of cardstock, the same cardstock, and this is the heavyweight cardstock. And so I'm going to cut this at 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And all these measurements will be on my blog. So you can jump over to stampwithdeb.com and just get the measurements there that you need to make this cute card. All right. You know what? Before we put this thing away, let's cut this one too. This is going to be the piece that goes behind this paper. So I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4, which it looks like it probably already is this way. So 5 1/4, almost, by 4. So that's going to be my background paper. My little edge trim. Okay. Now I think we can put this away. So, All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Whisper White that I cut down. That's a piece of scrap, and we're going to use that. This is my Whisper White, and I scored it, guys. Okay, this is the piece I scored. This is the piece I did not score. Wait a minute, I'm getting my papers mixed up. Let's keep them straight. This is, yes, and then I scored, that was the paper that I scored that I used. So let's go back and score this at 5.5. It's okay, it all works out, right? So 5.5, because this is cut at 4 1/4. Move that dark blade out of there. Now, let me just check that side measurement and make sure it is 4 1/4. Should be, right? Okay, good, it is. All right, now let's fold this in half so that we know that that is our card base, and I'm just going to burnish that. Okay, and then this one is going to be my background for my image. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take one of our blending brushes, and I have a punch that I have used, and you could use a circle punch for this. You could take some circle punches and glue them together. This was a punch that retired several years ago, unfortunately, but it is such an amazing punch. If you want a couple of these, email me and I will send you a couple of them, some of them punched out, because you only need them for a sample. You only need them to do this. So if you want some, let me know. So I have Seaside Spray stamp pad, and my little cloud is what it looks like. And I'm just going to start up here, and I'm going to go above. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm just going to start brushing it in. And I want to brush my color in, and I'm just going to tap off a little bit here so that I don't get it too dark. And just go to the other side. And I don't want them to line up perfectly, of course, so I'm just going to move my little cloud around and do different areas. And it's almost like I want to go on the cloud first before I go up into, look at how beautiful that's coming out. And I'm just moving at all different locations, just not any place particular. Just, I am going kind of right, left, and center. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of what directions. Look at those. Those are beautiful clouds. Oh, it just makes gorgeous clouds. And I'm going to go back up here and put a little one up in there. And I think one here. And you can just tip it. You're gonna color in areas that you're going to go back later and color in differently. Okay, so then I'm just going to kind of clean my brush and blend all that together, just like that. Okay, so those are my clouds. Then I'm going to come in and put my dirt in there. And I am going to use another blending brush, a separate one, because I don't want to have to clean it off right now. These blending brushes are amazing, and they clean off with just water. You just rinse them in water and they come out beautiful. These have been used several times, and I haven't, and I just rinse them out and just change over and do the next color. Doesn't matter. You do want to let them dry in between colors, or you'll have kind of a mucky mess. So there we are, we have our ground. All right, now I'm going to start with, where did I pull that over? My chick, and I want to stamp my little chick here. And I'm going to use a piece of Whisper White to stamp him on, and I'm using Memento, Tuxedo Black Memento. And whenever you're using the Stampin' Blends, you want to use the Memento ink pad. So, got him stamped. Let's grab those Stampin' Blends. So on the Stampin' Blends, I'm going to use Daffodil Light to Dark. I'm going to use So Saffron, and let's see what else. I think that's it. I'm going to pull over so saffron light and dark. So I started out coloring him with So Saffron Light and just color that whole little chick. With that color. I'm not going to color his beak, and I'm not going to color his feet with this. Let me go back and grab the other end of that. I'll color faster and get a better coverage. I love the Stampin' Blends. They are my favorite thing to color with. You can color intensely or you can color light, and it always looks great. So I'm using the So Saffron. I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight for his head. And I just want to hit that spot in the center. And I'm going to put a little bit out here on his feathers. And maybe a little bit down in here where his feathers are pronounced. Okay, I need a Calypso Coral for his feet. So let me grab that, and I'm doing Calypso Coral Light. And, oops, that end is shot. On some of my pens, I've had them so long, and they've been used so much that they, the brush tips have just worn out. So I'm going to give him a little bit on his head, and I'm definitely going to do his beak in Calypso Coral. Okay, now let's cut him out. The dies for him are in Hey Chick, and they are this cute little die. And I grab my machine here. This is the new mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Let's move that away. Let's open that up, and we have some plates here. I love these little plates. I use them both with the large and the small. I like to use them with my big one because then it just means I'm just putting in a little bit of it. So let me trim him down because you only have 3 inches to go across. So we'll cut him down a little bit. So I'm going to use number 1 and number 2. And then I'm going to put my little die, my chick, and then my die. Let's get him up here on the table. And I have him backwards. I am not left-handed in this situation. I can, but not. So I want him to cut out, and it's going to be a little bit of a challenge just because I don't have a magnetic plate. But it's okay. We're going to get him started. And so when you use the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines, any die cutting machine, you want your plates to be uneven. See, these were a little bit too even, and it made it a little bit hard for me to get it in there. But if your plates are uneven, this one sticks out, the middle, the first number 2 sticks out, then this one can go down here, and it gives that room for it to flex. And so it makes it easier to emboss, or to cut. Okay, so we have a couple other things that I'm going to cut out. So out of this, I don't want to use those scissors. Okay, out of this piece, I'm going to cut, this is, what is the name of that color? Ah, all of a sudden it's left by my, Granny Apple Green. Granny Apple Green. So I am going to cut out the stalks, the corn stalks, and there's a couple little pieces here that go around the corn that I'm going to cut those out. And there are 4 of those, which is really, really handy. And there's 4 corns. So that's all I'm cutting out of this one. So let's just make our plates uneven, and then we'll be able to get this through there easily. And just make sure you're lined up in the center. You're not, oops. Hey, Deb. You want to make sure you're lined up in the center. We're moving. Okay, it's not working, so I have something off. Let's try that. I'm thinking my top plate is curving down too much, or is curving too much. So I'm gonna flip it over and just see if that helps. I think that will. Yes, that will help me grab it. Yes, that's it. So it was curved down, and so it wouldn't grab it. It was thinking, oh, there's 2 plates there. Okay, so let me, oops, pull that out. I don't want to lose my little dies. These little dies are so tiny. If I was using them for a class, I would glue them onto a piece of paper. I would put glue on the back sides of them and glue them to a piece of paper so that they would not be lost because they're so small. Okay, I need 1 more corn stalk, so let's cut that. Come on off, guys. I have a lot of static here, evidently, because it's sticking. Okay, so let's just do 1 more corn stalk, just like that. And the nice thing about this little machine is you can take it anywhere, and it fits in the lunchbox, the Stampin' Up! Lunch boxes, which are really cute. Okay. And a piercing tool to get that out of there. Okay, so I've got those. Now I need my corn. And we're going to cut the corn out of Daffodil Delight. I've just got a little scrap here. And, oops, flip it over. Yeah, and when I turn that one, see, it's curled, it's buckled, and so when I turn it this way, it doesn't want to go through. So turn it over the other way, and it'll go through fine. And it might even help the plate to start bending the other way. I'll have to watch that one. Okay. All right. Now, I need to find my fence. So I'll have to find my die. I've lost my die. Okay, and then the last thing that we're going to cut is going to be the wire fence from Hey Birthday Chick. And I have a piece of silver foil paper here that is perfect for it. I cut some from it earlier. And we'll just run that through. And then we'll be all done with our die cutting. Okay, last one. Look at all those cute little pieces. I think those are adorable for something, right? Besides the trash can. They're really cute little pieces. Let me clean that out. And we have our fence. Okay, I think we're done with this. So okay, let's put that back in here so we don't lose it. Alrighty, the next step is going to be to attach this to here. And I'm not sure I like that, guys. Thought I would try it, but I don't think I'm gonna like it. Whoops, first of all, it's upside down. But I still don't think I'm gonna like it. It needs something that's more distinguishing, I think. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece of early espresso that is 4 by 5 1/4. Oops, that was scoring, that wasn't cutting. By 5 1/4. I think that'll work better. I thought maybe that Granny Apple Green would work, but it's not working for me at least. I think that'll be better. That'll work. Okay, so I'm going to attach these two together, and I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. I love this product. now that I've gotten used to it. When I first started out, it was a little testy for me, but I've learned that if I just do it in the right direction, if I do it very upright, it works. And it holds really nice, and yet it is removable right at the beginning. I love that. It's so beautiful. Okay, now for these, I am going to use my silicone mat, and I am going to use the dotted adhesive from Tombow as soon as I find that too. I kept it here so that, because I knew I was going to use that on this. Okay, so we're not going to use that because it's not here. I have my silicone mat. I'm just going to take and put some glue on here. I'm going to take a sponge from my little pouch here. Okay, this one has a color on it, so we're going to turn it the other way so that we can sponge it. And I just want to blend that in a little bit and then just put it onto here. So you see what I've done? I've put glue on the back of this, and I'm going to attach that. Let's turn it over, and we want it down towards the ground, of course. Okay, and then my second one, I'm going to have to get more glue, aren't I? Okay, let's put that one. I want them up a little further, I think, and out a little further. Oh, I should have stamped my happy birthday up there first. He's almost not on the ground. Okay. All right, so then I'm going to attach my fence, which I'm going to do the same thing on the fence. Just put some of that adhesive. And when you do this, you want to move it because otherwise it's going to get sticky on the front. And I'm just going to move that over to the left a little bit. And put my other fence on. Let's do that while we're doing it. And this one I can just put a little bit of adhesive on. It's got enough surface to put that adhesive on. And put my fence down here so that the fence, the wooden fence is for to keep the chicken in, and the metal fence is to keep the corn in. Right? Okay. Stay. Okay, so then I'm going to add my corn, and I'm just going to go ahead and stick that into that a little bit and pick up some of that adhesive there and put my corn stalks together, or my little ears of corn together. Oops, wrong side. It's got to go on the front. So I'm putting some of that adhesive on the front, just trying to pick it up off of that mat. Otherwise you could just put adhesive on this. And I have one more, and it's not going to be enough there for that, so let's grab that glue, and we'll just put a little bit on the back of our leaves here for the corn, and put my corn in there. Just make sure that you have all of your embossed faces facing the same direction, or your corn will look backwards. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and attach this to my card. Just, I think I'll put one down here. Oh, we should have gone up the next one probably. Okay, that's all right. He can go anywhere. And one up here. Stay. My fingers must be getting sticky from that glue. And the third one. is going to go over here. Okay, great. Okay, now it's time to get our chick back on. So this is the ribbon from the dog set, Pets, Playful Pets, I think it's called. It's got the dogs and the cats in it. And so this is one of those ribbons. So I'm just going to put this on him. We're going to make him a little tiny bow. It's got to be a little tiny bow too, or else it would look ridiculous on him. Yeah, a little more. Okay. That's better. Okay, and then we're going to just use a glue dot to put this on. And touch that. That looks really cute. Oops, the glue dot didn't come off. Let's grab my tool here. There we go. And we'll put that right on there and put the bow on it. See if I can get that on there. Come on, cooperate with me. Okay. And then put my bow right on there. Alrighty. Now let's get this chick on his card base here, and I'm going to use dimensionals for that. Just put one on his head and one on his body. Doesn't need any on his feet. And just put him right on there. Kind of in front of the corn, kind of blocking at the end of the fence. And I think I'll move him down a little bit so we're not blocking our corn. Okay, so let's attach this now to our card base. Just like so. And he just pops right out. Isn't he cute? So that's a combination of the two sets together, a little bit of both. This is the original Hey Chick, and the rest is just combined. So thank you for joining me today. It was very fun to play with. If you need any supplies, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can reach me through stampwithdeb.com, or you can email me. Please be sure to check out my other videos and check out my blog. My blog has a lot of postings on it. I've been posting on it really pretty regularly. And I do Facebook Lives on Tuesdays at 3 o'clock Pacific time. Join me for that. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.